sports fans. Good morning and welcome to the triumphant return of the Friday First Family Show, brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, Sports Memo. Guys, we have a great panel today. We're going to be covering multiple sports, and we're going to get you out of here in time for you to take advantage of all the free content you got. Let me bring this good-looking panel on. I'm going to do a big round the horn, and then we'll do some individuals. Tokyo Brandon, Rocky A, the Southern Assassin, Ross Benjamin, Jimmy Adams. Let me start with Tokyo Brandon. Tokyo Brandon, how are you this morning, or I should say evening by you?
It's 1 a.m. over here, but yeah, doing just fine. Trying to keep the smile on my face without looking sleepy. It's very glad to see you guys. You look so adorable with the cutest couple in the world.
Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. Mr. and Mrs. Claus. She is the naughty one. I'm the nice one, just for the record. My good buddy, Rocky Atkinson. How are you, pal?
Hey, doing good, Joe. Glad to be back here on Fridays with you, First Family Show.
We're honored to have you back. And Rocky's a trooper, sports fans. A little under the weather. Got a very sexy voice going on. So just want you to know, this is not a dating site. This is a sports betting site. But his voice will drive you wild. Very sexy today. Ross Benjamin, how are you, sir?
I'm very good. You know, Joe, if you ever want to calm down a little bit, just call Rocky on the phone and have about a 10-minute conversation with him. That southern drawl will make you go from 75 miles an hour to about 20.
You know, Ross, I want you to know, outside of dating requests for you, the most requests we get here on the show is if Rocky and I are identical twins. We get it asked quite a bit.
I see the resemblance.
Me and Rocky. I love Rocky. Guys, I'm going to go to my good buddy, Jimmy Adams. Jimmy is a trooper. We had somebody at the last minute could not make this show. Jimmy said, I'm coming on. Jimmy, how are you, buddy?
Doing great, Joe. It was a fantastic night last night on the right side of that Niners winner. I know Dionne was on that game as well, so congrats to you, Dionne. So we are feeling good and ready to cash again today.
Well, guys, we have a great panel, and we are really, really happy to be back on Fridays, the first family. You know, we were doing the Family Affairs show since August. Mm-hmm. But you can expect the first family to come at you every Friday with an all-star panel, and this has got a great shelf life. Winners, God bless you, for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and even beyond that. Guys, I do want to do one thing. I do have one shout-out for someone. We have a friend. I don't want to say a friend. He's more than a friend, more than a dear friend. He's almost like a family member. Mm-hmm. Bernard, who watches our show every day. He calls me every day. He calls he subscribes to a lot of the services that we provide. He's one of the sweetest people in the world. He is family. Bernard, we just want to do a big shout out. We love you. God bless you and your family during this holiday season.
And he loves this crew.
And he loves this crew.
He loves
Ross.
In to hear you guys.
He loves Ross. He talked about Brandon, talked about Jimmy. Rocky, you haven't been on too many shows the last few weeks. And he asked me last week, where's the guy that talks with the accent? I said, which one? Pavlos? He goes, no, the southern one. So he's a sweet guy. Bernard, we want to tell you we love you. Thank you for your love and support. We have no fluff today. Dionne has 3 discounts right into free plays. Dionne, take it away.
Yeah, so we still do have that college football access still going on for just $149. Now, you do not need a code for it. All you have to do is head on over to the site and pick that up. And our good buddy Ross Benjamin, he still has his $2 Tuesday play still up for you for $2. It is in his Cure Bowl winner. So make sure you pick that up because that one is going off soon. And Joey and I have an amazing discount that just started a couple days ago. You can get the rest of 2022 for just $99 from both of us. And that does include all of our big top plays of our 5% and 10% plays and all of the sports that we do have going on.
Guys, real quick, just about these discounts, real quick, then we get the free winners. Guys, this bowl package, you can follow as many cappers as you want over at Sports Memo, $149. You bet $10 a game or $10,000 a game. You're following the best bunch of cappers on the planet. As far as $2 Tuesday, I'm going to tell you right now, Ross Benjamin will have the cure for all your sports betting loads in the Cure Bowl. He's one of the best in the history of this business, all over the sports betting leaderboards, not just for 3 days or 7 days or 30, for seasons, for years, guys.
And $2.
$2. You can't get a lap dance at a Boulder Highway strip club for that, and those girls ain't got no teeth. And I want you to know, we put this up yesterday.
No, 2 days ago.
2 days ago. We got tons of these. I got to tell you, Dionne's doing 5 sports. She's on 5 sport leaderboards. I'm on 4 sport leaderboards. I only contribute to 4 sports this time of year. $99 ringing the New Year's with the D'Amicos. Having said that, we're going to go to my good buddy, the Southern Assassin. You know, people don't know this because he's so quiet, but he's wanted down south for killing bookmakers. We know him as Rocky Atkinson. You know him as Rocky Atkinson. Rocky, we always talk about last year, documented in Sports Memo, over 70% in the NFL for the season, not a week or a month, for the season. Guess what? Not the first time he's done that. He's always on these leaderboards over at Sports Memo. He's going to tell you what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing on the premium side. He's got a free best bet. Then he's got to take off because he told me he's still got to post some more winners for this weekend. Rocky, take it away.
Hey, thank you, Joe. Yeah, 70% last year with all my NFL picks, and this year we were rolling again, and then we've crashed here lately. I had a big play on Seattle last night, plus 3.5. That was a loser, of course. So I've now dropped down to 56% in the NFL this season, which is still, pretty decent for an entire year. But here lately, my results have been bad. I do have 2 NFL premium plays up for Sunday. Come join me. Hopefully we'll break this here slump we're in. And I'll be adding plays in other sports as well. I'm 63% college basketball this year, 61% hockey this year. And we've had another college football winning year, and NBA 96 and 62 NBA run, 61%. As far as my play here for the show, I'm looking at the NFL game on Monday Night Football this week. The Rams are going to travel to Green Bay to take on the Packers. The Rams 4-9 overall this year. Green Bay comes in with a 5-8 record on the season. Both of these teams are all fourth quarter comeback wins as the Rams came back from a 16-3 deficit to win 17-16 in the final seconds of their game against the Raiders. The Packers won 28-19 over Chicago in their last game, but they needed 18 fourth quarter points to get that win. I think we can agree both teams have definitely underachieved this year. Baker Mayfield will most likely get the start for the Rams here in this one. He led the charge in that comeback win last week. And after getting picked up by the Rams team after the Panthers released him, Aaron Rodgers hasn't looked all that great. However, he should go over to the 3,000-yard passing mark this season in this game. And he's thrown 22 touchdowns, but he does have 9 interceptions on the season. Both teams are mathematically still alive for the postseason, but I don't think either will make it. I don't think Rodgers is going to lay down and die. I think he will get the win here, but then Green Bay has to go face a very good Dolphins team in Miami. Then they finish the season off at home against the 2 teams ahead of them in their division, in the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. They would need to win out and probably have some help to get in the playoffs, and I just don't see that happening with this team. Let's take a look at some stats and trends for this game, though. The Rams are 1-4 straight up on the road this year, where they're scoring only 14.4 points per game. The Rams are 1-4 against spread last 5 games after a straight up win. Green Bay 6-1 straight up and against spread the last 3 years against NFC West division opponents. The Rams 0-4 against spread last 4 meetings in Green Bay. Green Bay 8-0 against spread last 8 meetings overall in this series. And the favorite 10-2 against the spread the last 12 meetings in this series. I'm going to recommend playing Green Bay -7 on Monday Night Football.
Our good friend, the Southern Assassin, Rocky Atkinson, says, take the Packers. Great breakdown, great analysis. What we come to expect, Rocky. Guys, I want to tell you something. When you win as much as Rocky does, it is the losses that really stick in your craw and that you talk about because it pisses you off. And the integrity you get from the class and the class that you get from Rocky Atkinson. He's talking about a small speed bump he's hit. And then he said something that stuck in my head. I know Ross was backstage. We both laughed at this. He's down to 56%. Down. Guys, I want you to know 4 months into any season, if you're down to 56%, you are in the top 1 or 2 there is. So I just want you to know. And one more thing I don't want you to know about Rocky Atkinson. Anybody could jump on a bandwagon when somebody's winning. Then you eventually have to lose. When you want to jump on somebody is when they did hit a speed bump. That's where you start with them on their winning road. Mm-hmm. And Rocky is one of the best I've ever seen. So go follow Rocky after the show. Best customer appreciation discounts on the planet are at Sports Memo and WagerTalk. You go follow him. You're going to follow him to the bank. Now, Rocky has to go. Rocky, I got to tell you, that sexy voice, we're getting a lot of questions about that. I got to tell you that. God, that Rocky is sexy. Guys, go follow Rocky after the show. He has to take off. He's got to get some more winners up this weekend for you, and he's going to do that right away. Rocky, thank you for stopping by when you don't feel good. We appreciate you. Good luck this weekend.
Hey, thank you guys. Have a great weekend.
Have a great day,
weekend.
buddy. We love you. I love Rocky.
He's the sweetest
He is
guy
the
ever.
sweetest guy ever. Speaking of sweet,
And that voice of his.
Oh,
man,
my God.
He just like, and Ross is exactly right. He just plain old just mellows you out and just like brings you back down to earth if you're having a crappy day.
he really is. And he is a sweet guy, guys. But bottom line is last year, 70% NFL. Not the first time he's done that for a season. Guys, that is off the charts. He's a winner. Go follow him. I love the integrity you get from Rocky and the other cappers here at Sports Memo and Wager Talk. Speaking about integrity, I talk about it all the time because it's true. And I do repeat myself because it's true. You do something once, you do it twice, you're lucky, guys. I'm telling you right now, a broken clock is right twice a day. Think of that because it's true. So with this age of social media, a guy could say, oh, I've won 5 straight, 10 straight. It happens, guys. I'm telling you right now, but when you do something right through a season, through several seasons, amazing. Through years, then you are great. Do it for decades. There's only a small few, less than one handful. One of those rare few, Ross Benjamin. Now, Ross, he's going to be a regular here on the Friday show. He's got a regular spot on Wednesdays as well, correct?
He does.
Yes,
And he'll be joining you this afternoon.
And he's
on
going to
the
be
NFL
joining me.
Forecast Show.
Yep, and he'll be joining me this afternoon, in which me and him are going to be fighting to get a word in edgewise. Guys, Ross is one of the best in the history of this business, and he's been doing great work over at Sports Memo. Don't believe me? Go check out those leaderboards. You're going to see his name everywhere. He's going to tell you what he's been doing, going to be telling you what he's going to be doing. He's got a free best bet. And I'm going to be putting up that $2 Tuesday special just to remind you. Ross Benjamin, take it away.
Thank you, Joe, for the kind words. And the respect goes right back at you, my friend. Speaking of leaderboards, over at Sports Memo right now, ranked number 2 in college basketball, number 5 in the NFL. Been in the top 5 in the NFL all season long, folks. As a matter of fact, my NFL run right now, 58-43, 57% since January 30th of this year, and plus 4176 units. Also, my NFL 5-star and 10-star plays since December 12th of last year, which is a little over a year now. 13-4 with those plays, 76.5%, plus 4,300 units. My NBA and college basketball combined, plus 6,505 units since April 2nd of this year. So a lot of good things going on at Sports Memo. A lot of money to be made, folks. Don't hesitate. Visit my page, Ross Benjamin. You'll see all my current streaks updated on a daily basis. All right, Creighton and Marquette, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time start tonight. This game will be televised by Fox Sports 1. Currently, as we speak, Marquette is a 3.5-point home favorite in its contest. Well, Creighton, here's a team that was highly touted to begin the season. They started out 6-0. They have played an extremely strong schedule. However, they've lost their last 5. And after shooting 51% or better in 5 of their first 6 games, the Blue Jays have shot a combined 38% during this current 5-game losing streak. Marquette comes in with an 8-3 record, and their 3 losses came at number 1 Purdue by just 5, to number 17 Mississippi State by just 3, and to number 22 Wisconsin by just 3. Those 3 teams they lost to by those slight margins are a combined 29-2 as we speak. They also knocked off number 11 Baylor at home, and they crucified the Bears in that game, winning by 26. They also will be playing with big-time revenge as Marquette went 0-3 against Creighton last year, and that included getting knocked out of the conference tournament by the Blue Jays. And those losses, they were right there in each game. They lost by an average of 6 points per game, and this is also a Marquette team over their last 5 games, as opposed to Creighton, has been red hot offensively, averaging 84.8 points per game, shooting better than 54% from the field, close to 38% from the three-point line, and have an assist to turnover margin of 19-10, which is extremely good by college basketball standards. I'm going to take the Marquette Blue Jays minus 3.5 at home over the Creighton Blue Jays. Marquette Golden Eagles, minus 3.5 over the Creighton Blue Jays.
Ross Benjamin said the Marquette Golden Eagles -3.5. Great breakdown, great analysis from one of the best in the history of the sports betting business, guys. And he's got a great smile too to boot. One more time, I just want to tell you, he has a $2 Tuesday play up. It's a big play for him. I want you to know 5 and 10%. He told you how good he is on those 5 and 10% releases on the college basketball leaderboards, on the NFL leaderboards. Been crushing it. But this game that you're going to get for $2, I want you to know, this game on any other day might be put up for $49, guys. I want you to know that. The Cure Bowl winner, go follow Ross. It's the last $2 Tuesday featured capper that is still available, but certainly not the least. He's one of the best in the history. Now, Ross has to take off, guys. He's got to walk it like he talk it, like our buddy Rocky does. He's got to get some more big winners posted today for over the weekend. You know, Ross is a smart guy. As you know, he's one of the sharpest guys. He likes to wait for the lines to move just right. Then he acts. Ross, I want to thank you because you are going to be a Friday regular here on the First Family Show. And this is a great way to end our week with you. We love you. God bless this weekend, and thank you
And
for
you'll
making
see him in a few
yeah,
hours.
and I'll see you in a few hours, Ross.
Yeah, I feel privileged to be part of this great panel you put together every Friday, including this one. And I'd like to wish each and every one of you out there a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and the guys on the panel as well. So talk to you in a while, Joe.
See you in a few hours. God bless
All right.
and good luck this weekend, Ross.
All
Thank
right, you too,
See you later,
buddy.
Ross.
Thank you.
Bye.
You know, guys, it isn't easy doing what we do. I know that Dean and I get up every morning at 1 a.m. and our days, my second shows don't finish till after 2 p.m. That's 13 hours before I got to start handicapping and doing other work and prepping. And it's not easy because you may see just us come on or our records. Oh, well, a lot of time gets put into this. I reached out to a couple of guys in Tokyo. Brandon and Jimmy are both of them, but I want to talk about Jimmy first. I reached out to a couple of guys because we had some people not feeling well. It's that time of year where people are getting run down, a little sick. And right away, Jimmy Adams said, I'll come on, I'll fill in. You know, it's very late by Jimmy. It's got to be after midnight by him, maybe even later. And I got to tell you, I really appreciate Jimmy Adams. And as you know, Jimmy Adams was handpicked by the WagerTalk brand, which is our brother website. Just because we're two different websites don't mean we're not one big family. But the people over at WagerTalk and the people over at Sportsman were handpicked. All right. There are thousands of cappers out there. I would say reputable ones, several dozen, maybe 4 or 5 dozen that are reputable. I would say less than that win consistently. And certainly Jimmy Adams is one of the best. And numbers don't lie. His numbers that he's done over at WagerTalk since joining the brand are off the charts. He's got records of number 1 and number 2. Seems like every sport for every season. And he certainly brings it on the show. Now, we're honored to have him here. He's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side. He's got another free best bet for you. Jimmy Adams, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Joe, for the kind words, and happy to fill in. Happy to be on the show again 2 days in a row. It's a privilege. It's been we're hitting 60% college basketball winners this season, so college hoops has been great. And then we hit our NFL play last night. That puts us on a 19-8 NFL run, and we're up over 67% on the season. So fantastic NFL season thus far, and why not give you a free play for Sunday? So that's what I'm going to jump into. For the free play, we're going to look to the Jacksonville Jaguars plus the points. Cowboys obviously lucky to escape last week. Very, very lucky to escape from last week's win over the Texans. And now they're looking at a potential trap game, in my opinion, as they have that big showdown with the Eagles on tap on Christmas Eve. We often see Dallas play down to the level of the competition, and there's a reason for that. First off, they're not the best coach team. A lot of self-inflicted wounds, mistakes, drop passes, penalties. Dak Prescott, we've seen him throw picks in 5 of his last 6 games. Trayvon Diggs dealing with thumb injury. He's going to be fine. But I have some real concerns about this Cowboys secondary, especially considering how well Trevor Lawrence is playing. Let me tell you about him for a second. Trevor Lawrence has the highest completion percentage in the NFL since the start of November at 71.8%. He set some career highs last week, and he's not turning the ball over either. 181 straight passes without an interception. Jaguars much more talented than their 5-8 record indicates. They've lost some games due to coaching decisions themselves, in my opinion. But this spot sets up well, plus the points. It's the trap game for the Cowboys, and follow the sharp money in this one. Take the Jacksonville Jaguars.
My friend Jimmy Adams, great stuff, guys. That we come to expect. I wasn't lying when I talked about his numbers, and I wasn't lying when I said I reached out and right away he said, yes, I will do the show. And it's not easy because it's very late over there. We appreciate that. But I want you to know, guys, the betting insights that you're going to get from the panelists on this first family show, unrivaled. He said this looks like a trap game. Sometimes things look on paper too good to be true. I'll tell you what, and often you're proved that they are too good to be true. Over 60% college basketball, 19-8 run in the NFL for 67% this season, guys. We're over 4 months into the NFL campaign. That's just off the charts, guys. Go over to WagerTalk after the show. Go follow Jimmy. Go look at those stats. I'm telling you right now, his stats are longer than the Deshaun Watson plaintiff list. It is amazing. His stats are they read like Steven Spielberg credits. He's so good. We love him. He says take the Jaguars, but go follow Jimmy Adams after the show. You're going to follow him to the bank. Jimmy, I don't know if you can stick around. Can you stick around about 10 more minutes?
Yeah, I'll stick around.
Thank you very much. One thing I will tell you about Jimmy Adams is I think it's unfair. It's already tomorrow where he is. He knows all the outcomes of tonight's games. Anyway,
I'm in the future. That's right.
I'm in the future. You are let me tell you, the way you pick winners, you are like a fortune teller. I'll tell you that. Speaking of fortune tellers, I want you to know I reached out to 2 people and they both said right away, yes, I would be happy to come on to fill in. And it's not early by Tokyo Brandon either, It's pretty late over there. It's definitely 12 or 1 a.m. as it is. It's a long day for these guys.
Close to almost 2 a.m. over there.
It's a long day for these guys. And I've got to tell you, for him to be the trooper that he is, and he's always a trooper, he brings that great smile. But even more importantly than that smile, and it is a great smile, he brings winners to you. He's another guy that was handpicked by WagerTalk, and I've got to tell you, his numbers, just like Jimmy Adams's, are off the charts. Number 1, number 2. I mean, I looked back at his numbers. They read like Steven Spielberg credits. Like best picture, best producer, best director. He just boom, 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 boom. It is amazing how long this guy's been winning in multiple sports. It is off the charts. Don't believe me? Go check him out because numbers don't lie. Guys, I got to tell you, I used to tell people I was 5'10" when I had hair. Everybody knew I was full of bunk. But you can't lie when it comes to how good Tokyo Brandon's numbers are. Now, I got to do the intro, guys. Back in the late 70s, when I was, 8 or 9 or 10 years old, every great rock band went down to Japan and they did a live album. Cheap Trick did it. Kiss even did it. That was a bootleg. So I'm going to do an intro. You want the best? You got the best. Live from Tokyo. Tokyo Brandon. Tokyo Brandon's got, he's telling you what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing. He's got a free best bet for you. Brandon, the floor is yours.
Joe, music to my ears. You wanted the best, you got the best. The hottest band in the land, Kiss. Yes, I had Kiss Alive 2. Probably the best album ever made, Kiss Alive 2. Cheap Trick live at Budokan. Great album as well. So you're talking music to my ears. Yes, at WagerTalk, I was number 1 in all sports profit in 2021. And I'm currently the number 1 all sports profit capper at WagerTalk in 2022. Hoping I can hold on to that title for another 2 weeks so I can brag about being number 1 2 years in a row. Trying to cling to it. I had a bad day yesterday, but overall on the week, I'm still in the plus column. And I do have a free play today that I really like. And it is in the Cal Poly Weber State game. So Weber State's traveling to Cal Poly today. Weber State 0-4 on the road. Terrible team. They're allowing 71 points a game while they're only scoring 65. Cal Poly, on the other hand, is a great home team. They're 4-1 at home. They lost their last loss was to Washington, which is a Pac-12 team. Pretty good. The level of competition they played is pretty good as well. Portland State, Pacific, Idaho, whereas Weber State is a 3-7 team and they played even worse competition. They lost to Utah Tech. They lost to Tarleton State. So this is not a good team. I'm all over Cal Poly. When I put it out, it was -5, but if you go grab it right now, it's -4. So you get an extra point there. I've actually put out a play on the money line as well because it was -190. So I'm all over Cal Poly here in this game today.
Tokyo Brandon says, take the Mustangs of Cal Poly minus the points. Guys, he is great. He's been doing great work on our first family show. Actually, he's doing great work overall. Now, I just want to be, for the record, Brandon, did you say number 1, 2021, number 1, in the running for number 1, 2022? Is that correct?
I'm currently number 1 in 2022 All Sports Profit at plus 130 right now. I think number 2 is Andrew McInnes, and he just wrote on Twitter the other day that he crossed 100. So I think I'm 30 units ahead of him right now. So I'm gripping on for the last 2 weeks. Hopefully I can keep it for 2 years in a row.
Well, whatever you're currently doing, you're currently kicking bookmakers' asses, and I'll tell you that. I congratulate you. I appreciate you guys. After this show, go over to WagerTalk. Go follow Tokyo Brandon. Numbers don't lie. When you finish number 1 for a full year in profits at a place like WagerTalk Sports Bar, they're unrivaled. I told you, there are thousands of bookmakers trying to get on these sites. They handpicked this crew. Tokyo Brandon was one of the first guys they handpicked. Number 1, 2 years in a row. Off the charts, guys. Let me tell you right now, that is off the charts. Go follow Tokyo Brandon. You're going to follow him to the bank. Now, guys, if you missed any portion of our show, we're going to run down all the free plays, including a couple of cappers, how to go, Rocky Atkinson, how to go, Ross Benjamin, how to go. We're going to get some closing thoughts and comments from our panelists. But I do want to talk about the First Lady of Las Vegas, who is on 5 sport leaderboards right now at Sports Memo. She is killing it, guys, killing it. You know, last year she finished the college football season number 2 at Sports Memo. She's in the running for it again. And I'm going to beat her ass this year. I'll tell you that. But I'll tell you that we're going to, you know, it's a lot of fun, but because we have a healthy competition, and I always see a D'Amico up on every leaderboard, and we'll talk about me later because, you know, I'm a little humble, but I will tell you, kicking down the door in a male-dominated industry like sports betting is not easy for any woman. But when you not just kick it down, but you blow up the house and blow up the roof like Dionne's been doing. 5 sports she's contributing to right now. You do college football, pro football, college basketball, pro basketball, and you're doing hockey. And I got to tell you, she's on 5 sport leaderboards. She had a big premium release winner. She had only one. She's selective. Well, obviously she's selective. She's with me. She was selective. She had one game. She had a big play on the First Family Show yesterday. Then she gave out the San Francisco 49ers. I got to tell you, she's just been killing them. By the way, 4+ months, her free plays, better than 80%. If you think her free plays are making you money, what do you think her premium releases can do for you? She's going to tell you what she's been doing. She's going to tell you what she's going to be doing. She's got another free best bet for you. Dionne, take it away.
Thank you for that great introduction, Joey. And over the last 3 days, I am the number 2 capper in NBA. My college football bowl releases last season hit 65%, and a little over a month of my NFL releases are hitting 75%. Today, I have my 100% NBA above the rim play and my bowl total of the week. And on Saturday, I have my Las Vegas Bowl winner and my 83% NFL best bet. And that one is by far the best bet on the board in NFL releases. They are all posted right now over at Sports Memo. So this is the perfect time to go ahead and take advantage of that rest of 2022 for just $99 for both myself and Joey, because both of us will have some big plays going up for this weekend on Sunday and Monday. So make sure you pick that up before it is gone, because it does disappear in a couple of days. And for my free play, guys, I'm going to keep my analysis on my free play today short and sweet, just like my hubby.
You son of a gun. She made me snort.
I would like to talk about the total in the Philadelphia Eagles-Chicago Bears matchup. Very simply, Philadelphia comes into this matchup having played 7 overs in the last 8 outings, while Chicago is riding a 7-game over streak. The Eagles are playing not just to lock up the NFC East, but also to lock up a first-round bye and home field advantage through the playoffs. A win here this week will bring them a big step closer to achieving both goals. On the other hand, the Bears are playing for pride, and never dismiss a team with the tradition of the Bears playing for pride in the month of December. As far as matchups go, you're going to see a lot of scoring. Philly, they possess the number 2 ranked rushing unit in the NFL, and they get to face the 27th ranked rush defense of Chicago here. Obviously, the Eagles own the top scoring team in the league, averaging 29.7 points per game, while the Bears rank 30th, allowing 25.6 points per game. On the flip side, I really do feel Chicago's going to move the chains quite frequently on the ground with the top rated. Yes, that's true. Very quietly, this team owns the number 1 ranked rushing unit in the NFL. They face the 18th ranked run defense of Philadelphia. I think we can all agree that the Eagles are a very good team, but any problems they have had this season were definitely against teams that can run the ball and control the clock. Both teams are riding 4-0 over streaks when facing an NFC opponent. There's a ton more stats that can go with this over here to support it, but you're not going to need them here. So I am going to go ahead and take the Eagles, Bears over the 48.5 for this matchup.
Firstly in Las Vegas, El Fuego on fire says over 48.5 Eagles, Bears. Take Dionne to the bank. She is a winner. Perfect time to take advantage of that. Rest of $99 for all Joe and Dionne, guys. Can't beat that with a bat. Let me bring everybody back on. It's a great breakdown. And I didn't realize that. I did not realize that you said they own the top rushing unit.
They do.
You know, very quietly, you don't realize that a team like the Bears can own the top rushing unit. And you know what? I personally.
Because they're so bad this year. I mean, they're freaking horrible.
Yeah,
they are, especially that Cowboys game. They got killed.
Absolutely. You know, Brandon, Jimmy, I talked earlier about Jimmy talking about betting insights. He said that the game he broke down looks like a trap. It really does. That's why he's taking Jaguars. Dionne said something about the Bears that rung true. Normally this type of year, I like to stay away from teams that don't have a chance at the postseason. But she said something. Don't dismiss a team with a winning tradition like the Bears have in the month of December to play for a little pride. That makes a lot of damn sense for me. I may have to pay you for this free play anyway.
You know what? If you're being nice instead of the naughty that you've been the last
I'm
couple
not
of
the
days,
naughty one. You're the naughty
I
one.
will give it to you for free.
All right. Well, okay. I love you.
Maybe.
Talk about that.
She called you short and sweet, so
Always
you gotta
short
love
and
her.
sweet.
You gotta love her.
Guys, you know, Brandon, Jimmy, sports fans out there, this is a very unorthodox show. I know we laugh a lot. I know I'm a little over the top, but it doesn't stop us from having a good time and bringing you good, solid content. So don't ever think that because we laugh and have a good time, I get to hang out with Ross, Rocky, Brandon, Jimmy, and my wife, hanging out, BSing about sports and sports betting, bringing it to you guys. And I said it before, we say it again. We take a lot of pride in the fact that you trust us with your hard-earned money. Guys, we take a lot of pride. On winning days, we're twice as happy. On losing days, we're twice as pissed off because we feel like we let you down. And that's true, guys. I want you to know we take a lot of pride in that. But I get to have fun every morning with great guys like Jimmy and Brandon and Ross and Rocky and with my wife. And I love my wife. She's a pain in the ass. You know, I can't get rid of her now anyway, but I got to tell you.
He's so full of bunk.
I am full of bunk. But I tell you, we do have a good time. Don't dismiss this. Follow Dionne. You're going to follow her to the bank. She is a winner. We are going to run down everybody's free plays. We're going to try to get to some of the closing thoughts. We're going to get to closing thoughts and comments by our panelists, from Jimmy and Brandon as well. But I know we've got a couple of questions. We got some individual questions for Jimmy and Brandon, and even Dionne. We're going to try to get to. I promise you, be patient. I'm going to go to me, guys, and you know I'm very humble, so bear with me. Turn the volume down. I'm excited again today. My friends, I swept the NFL board last week, and I'm on an overall 6-1 run in premium releases. I have two big games posted for Saturday. I have my bowl week 1 best bet. I only have one release for the first week of the bowl games in the bowl campaign. One game out of that whole slew of games I have isolated. It is a winner. It is my week 1 bowl best bet. And guys, the best big game hunter on the planet is going to hunt, stalk, and kill the books again this weekend. I already posted my 5% NFL AFC East game of the month. For tonight, I continue to beat the books as I have my 100%. That's right. They're 3-0 this season. College basketball, Las Vegas strip move, by the way. They're an overall 54-15. And I have my 66% NBA slam dunk play. Over the years, no other play in this business in the NBA has gotten you paid as much or as often as my slam dunk plays. I put them both up already. They're there over at Sports Memo. All these plays are posted right now for you at Sports Memo. You can expect a few more big NFL winners. I will sweep the board again this week. I want to talk about a game going off on Saturday. I want to talk about the Colts Vikings matchup. Now, in my opinion, the line is off here. I have this number closer to 6 or 7. Having said that, a win here for the Vikings, and they claim the NFC North title. Not only that, but they're a lot closer to locking up an ideal postseason situation. Granted, they lost last week in Detroit, but it seems like each time this team falls, they bounce back with a big win. Let's talk about the Colts for a moment, guys. You know, I think we can all agree that the Jeff Saturday experiment really hasn't worked out for them. They have now lost 3 in a row straight up and failed to cover 2 of those 3. Going back a bit, they're on a 1-6 straight up slide, covering just 2 of those last 7 outings. The last 3 weeks, their offense has been non-existent, guys. They accounted for what? 16, 17, and 19. Don't quote me. I'm doing that off the top of my head. It's not going to be enough when you're playing a team like Minnesota that's scoring big points every game. Going back to last week's loss to the Lions, I want to come back to that. Understand that sharing the same division and seeing a team like the Lions several times in a season, anything could happen in those division games. These teams know each other well. They play each other well. They know each other's houses well. So anything can happen. I think in this matchup, you're going to see both teams try to establish the rush, and that will certainly favor who? The Vikings, which are a lot stronger than the Colts defensively against the run. One more item that I think will definitely be a major factor here, turnovers. Minnesota does not turn the ball over too much, while Indy isn't very good at snagging takeaways. On the flip side, the Colts are one of the worst in the league. Wait a minute, excuse me. Let's check that. They are the worst in the league at committing turnovers, while the Vikings are pretty darn good at creating and snagging turnovers themselves. Guys, anything could happen in the month of December. Minnesota knows that. So they want to clinch their division as soon as they can, better their situation for a great postseason slot. I think you're going to see Kirk Cousins riding high after his 425 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 INT performance last week. I also think you're going to see the Vikings get a winning cover here, lock up their division, and get one step closer to an amazing postseason spot. Indy, just 2-6 ATS the last 8 games played on the road, 1-4 ATS the last 5 games played on field turf. Horrible, not field turf. 1-4 ATS the last 5 games played following a straight-up loss. I'm taking the Vikings here. If you do too, we'll both beat our books. Let me bring everybody back up. We got a couple of questions. Then we're going to get closing thoughts and comments. We're going to run down all the free plays. Oh, my goodness. We got a lot. Everybody likes Ross. Jesse Schul wanted everybody to know he's not wearing pants right now.
Okay.
Jimmy, Ray Johnson said you're absolutely the best.
Aw.
Ray is great.
Thank you, Ray.
Dionne,
Yes.
MVP, mixed by post, said a great play on the Niners yesterday.
Yes, both Jimmy and I had that yesterday.
Good to see great minds think
I
alike.
know.
Jimmy, we have a personal question for you. I normally don't put these on the board.
This one.
Roger Long wants to know if you're over there looking for a wife.
Yeah. All right. So real quick, the story is that the reason I came over here was because my buddy got
where are
married.
you?
I'm in the Philippines. I'm in
Ah,
the Philippines. So my buddy got married, and I love the country and the people so much that they convinced me to stay. So I've been here for a few months now. Been doing a little dating. Hey, if something like that were to happen, that would be great. So I guess to answer your question, Roger, is that would be amazing. If it were to happen.
Gotta love Jimmy. Jimmy, listen, if you do find that someone special, I make a great best man. I'll fly down there. I'm just telling you right now.
Perfect.
Got it. Tokyo Brandon, Roger Long. Also, he's got 2 framed posters of Kiss on the living room wall. That was my first concert.
Roger, I want to know if one of those posters is Ace going like this with the smoke coming out of his guitar. Because if you have the original, it's worth quite a bit of money.
You got it. Got it. There you go. By the way, that was my first concert, July of 77. Had a long talk with Paul Stanley about 2 years ago at a Bruno Mars concert. We were sitting together, and he asked to do a video for my son. Long story. I'll get into that another time.
Kiss was my first concert, too. I went in 1977 as well. I was 7 years old.
I just turned 8. It was July of 77. Yeah. I'm born July. That great
Probably
show.
Same tour.
My mother was my date. She painted the star on my eye. I'll tell you that.
My dad took me. Yeah.
Aw.
Isn't that great? We got good parents. We had.
Awesome. Yeah.
Should we still take Cal Poly tonight?
It went to
because it went to 5.5 while we're on the show. Your opinion?
Is it really? It was 5 when I put it out. Then it dropped to 4, 5.5 now. Play them on the money line. Put a little bit on the money line, but yeah, I would do 5.5, 5.5 too, because I have them at 14.
You got it. There you go.
Yeah.
Guys, our good buddy Roger Long, who does say Gene Simmons is the man, said be careful with those because the Bears have played 7 straight overs. Just be careful. He thinks Baker's not going to play too well in the cold on Monday. I'm going to go over to Dionne. Dionne, any comments?
No, I'm still sticking with my guns here, and I still love that over, and I'm going with it, man.
There you go. First lady, person, a few words. Should stay with it anyway. Guys, I got to tell you, she's kicking ass and taking names, so follow her.
You always have to stick with your first instinct. You can't rethink things because once you start rethinking things, that's where you lose it. So once you have a feeling about something, stick with it because it's going to win.
Good stuff. And, that's great stuff. And the betting insights you're getting from these panelists, it's just amazing guys from years of their experience and some of their bad situations. You know, all of us have gone through bad beats. So if you're out there watching, if you I can't friggin' believe I had a bad beat. We've all been there. Relax. It's how you recoup. It's how you come back from it. Don't double up. Money management. A lot of things that we talk about regularly on the show. Let me get closing thoughts and comments. Then we're going to run down all the free plays from today. Tokyo, Brandon, closing thoughts and comments for our viewers.
Yeah, let me just put this out there. As a professional handicapper, I look at line movement like ex-girlfriends. Once you put your play out, don't check on them again. Just leave it. That's how I look at line movement. My play for today is Cal Poly. I like them against Weber State. Weber State has a terrible defense. They have a terrible record, and they played worse competition. I would play this up to -6.5. I heard it's 5.5 now. I would still play it. And go to WagerTalk and check Tokyo Brandon's page. You'll see that I'm the #1 capper. All Sports Profit 2 years in a row. I do have a college football bowl package out that you can grab. And I have several plays out for today in college basketball as well. Those are $9, by the way. So
$9.
If you see Tokyo Brandon's page at wagertalk.com, you'll see what I have to offer.
Great stuff from Tokyo Brandon. Go over WagerTalk. Tokyo Brandon. Jimmy Adams, closing thoughts and comments for our viewers, please.
Yeah, look, been a great NFL season. We're on a 19-8 run right now, as I said before. I have a lot of free plays up on my page. So aside from this Jags game, there's a college football play and there's an NBA play going down tonight, and those are all free if you head over to my page on WagerTalk. I am involved in college basketball tonight in the Marquette Creighton game, and 60% on the season there. So let's have a great week, everyone. Happy holidays, and that's all I got.
Great stuff from Jimmy Adams. Guys, we're going to run down today's free plays. Dionne's going to take us on out of here, and just in time for you to take advantage of all the free content you got today. All right, Rocky Atkinson, who had to take off, he said take the Green Bay Packers Monday night. They are a winner. Ross Benjamin, who is our $2 Tuesday featured capper, he's got that Cure Bowl game for just $2. He said tonight, Marquette Golden Eagles -3.5. Jimmy Adams, one more time. What you got for everybody, buddy?
Jacksonville Jags plus the points.
TB, Tokyo Brandon.
Cal Poly all the way tonight.
The First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico.
I am taking the Eagles Bears over the 48.5.
And your sexy and savory, nice, not naughty Santa,
Naughty.
said take the Vikings
Short and
-3
sweet.
this weekend. Dionne, take us on out of here, please.
Make sure that you follow all of the amazing cappers on the
She's
First Family
naughty.
Show, as well as myself and Joey. And make sure to tune into all of Sports Memos TV's shows for some free winners and a ton of free betting insights. And make sure to tune in later this afternoon for Joey, as he will be hosting the football forecast later on this afternoon. And on behalf of Sports Memo, WagerTalk, Rocky, Ross, Brandon, Jimmy, and us, this is the First Family of Vegas.
Everyone out there, good luck and have a winning day.